Tarot and Tzolkin. Just as there is an external calendar with its seasons and moments, so too is there an internal calendar. If you observe the sequence of moments in the Tzolkin calendar, every 130 days beginning with the moment, day, of birth, an alignment occurs with the external galactic center and the internal galactic center. The first moment of alignment with the inner galactic center occurs 130 days after birth, and the next one every 260 days. In fact, it is a back and forth between the outside and the inside, a pulse, a dance. This alignment is perceived as a coherence of the three main energy centers, the abdominal, the heart, and the cerebral, that is, what traditional Chinese medicine refers to as Jing, essence, Qi, life energy, and Shen, spirit, and which manifest in the lower dantian, Xia dantian, the middle dantian, Zhong dantian, and the upper dantian, Shang dantian. The same can be observed in the emotional, biorhythm, which has a 28-day cycle, sidereal month, which are nothing other than the 28 lunar houses, mansions, called nakshatras, each of which has certain characteristics. Every 28 day, the moon returns to the same degree it was in at the time of birth. If you correlate this 28-day emotional lunar cycle with the 260-day personal Tzolkin calendar, many interesting synchronicities and similarities will emerge. In reality, each of us has equinoxes and solstices throughout the year, starting from the moment of birth, and this cycle repeats year after year. If we consider the moment of birth to be the spring equinox, then after 91 days the personal summer solstice will follow, and so on with the others. For example, someone born on July 15th will have their personal summer solstice on October 14th, the autumn equinox on January 13th, and the winter solstice on April 14th. Originally, what we now call tarot was a peasant calendar, intended to warn and indicate the usual activities specific to an environment in which man was much more present in the rhythms of nature than he is now, or rather, the rhythms of nature were much more present in man's life than they are now. Just as the farmer's and gardener's calendar was used to follow the positions of the moon and the sun in the constellations to do field work at specific times, so there is also a spiritual calendar of inner work, of the self, used as a guide and as a warning for specific days and times, favorable or unfavorable for certain decisions or attitudes. For example, Arcana 15, the devil, corresponds to the moment of the full moon. It is a warning, but also a medical guide. That is precisely why this natural calendar was hijacked by the architects of the Matrix to confuse the correct perception of cosmic and planetary rhythms. The major arcana were reduced from 30 to 22, to conform to the Kabbalah and the Matrix and the Saturnian cult, the planetary spiderweb. Man's connection to the rhythms of nature was thus hijacked. Tarot has been diverted from its true purpose, which is to serve as a calendar of nature. The minor arcana refer to the solar days, and the major arcana to the 30 days of the lunar cycle. So, in reality, there are 30 major arcana, and not just 22. Another division of the moon's influence is presented in the 27 to 28 lunar mansions, nakshatras, but that is not what we are talking about here. If you carefully observe the meanings of the 22 major arcana of the tarot, you will realize that there is a clear similarity, and this also explains certain elements present in the images of the tarot cards. An almost religious cult has been built around the tarot, full of delusions, aberrations, and false premises, precisely because its meaning has been distorted. Level 22 is the human, earthly level, and also refers to the 22 chromosomes, and the purpose for which the tarot was truncated is to keep the human psyche within the framework of the lunar Saturnian matrix. The meaning of some of the major arcana has been distorted from its true meaning, for example 9 and 19.